Good afternoon. My name is Racine Mitchell Sinclair, and I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Raleigh, and I welcome you to the March 24th meeting of the first Rotary Club in the Carolinas and the first Civic Club in North Carolina, celebrating its 100th anniversary on August 1st, 2014. I'm going to ask John Cannell to come up to the stage and do our invocation, pledge, welcome our guests and visitors, and a Rotary Minute. John?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, George. Thank you. Bow your heads, please. In light of what has happened in basketball gyms around the country, I thought this blessing was appropriate. Lord of the universe, the paths of our lives are filled with peaks and valleys. When we are on top of the peaks, we tend to become so self-satisfied that we tend to ignore the things of importance. When we are in a valley, we feel a sense of abandon and focus only on what is directly ahead. Remind us, as you do in nature, that above the tree line, the mountaintops are barren, while only in the valleys do we find the opportunity for true growth. Amen. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. We have today two non-Rotarian visiting guests. I'm going to ask Bonnie Elam and Braxton Wilson to introduce their guests, please. Bonnie? This is awkward. Oh, hey, Bonnie, there you are. Welcome. And Braxton, where are you? Hey, Mary Frances. And we have one visiting Rotarian from downtown Birmingham, Alabama club. Stephen, please tell me if I mispronounce your last name. Stephen Chazen? All right, welcome. And in light of the important work at hand, we're going to dispense with the Rotary Minute for today. It'll resume next week.
Thank you, John. And could I have Mary Moss come up and tell us some exciting updates on our 100th anniversary celebration that we will commence on August 1st.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be up at this podium and being able to welcome you to this very special presentation. Mayor McFarlane, we're delighted to have you with us today. And I am here to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is the Rotary Club of Raleigh's 100th anniversary year. As the first Rotary Club in North Carolina, this anniversary celebrates the accomplishments and successes of Rotary, not just in Raleigh, not just in Wake County, but across the state. So many people ask me constantly about what are we doing to celebrate this wonderful anniversary. And we have done a number of things this year. Last year when I stood up here, I just alluded to the things that would happen. Now I'm going to tell you about some things that have happened. We have a new plaque installed at 319 Fayetteville Street on the Hudson Building. This commemorates our first meeting place at the Yarborough Hotel. Very exciting that we were able to get that done and had great coverage on the news for that. We also are planning for an exhibit at the City of Raleigh Museum that will be installed in mid-July and run through the first week in September. At that exhibit, we're going to highlight what Rotary International does around the world. We have clubs all over this state, all over this country, and indeed around the world. So this is exciting for us to be able to highlight what the accomplishments of Rotary International are doing, as well as what we do locally. We have written a history booklet that updates our last booklet, which was the first 50 years of our club's history, and then we're adding what the accomplishments are for the last 50 years. We are raising $250,000 to support a pledge that we have created to support the Rotary Club of Raleigh Dental Clinic in Raleigh that will be located at the Salvation Army, and it will be operated by a wonderful nonprofit called Wake Smiles. This clinic treats the underserved here in Wake County and Raleigh and promotes good dental hygiene, which we know through the science is really responsible for good health overall. So we're delighted to be a part of this partnership with the Salvation Army, with Rotary Club, and with Wake Smiles. So far, I'm pleased to say we've raised right at $180,000 towards our $250,000, and it's really exciting. We'll be finishing that up. The Wake Smiles Dental Clinic will begin seeing patients and opening its doors within the next few weeks. And then in May, there's going to be a big celebration commemorating the opening time. Finally, there's a drum roll here, because our culminating event is the Rotary Club of Raleigh Gala that will be celebrated here at the Convention Center on August 1st, 2014, during the evening hours. All of you are invited. The general public is invited, and we will have information up on our website about this. We're inviting many special guests to attend, and indeed we are on the calendar for the Rotary International President, Gary Huang, for him to come to visit and commemorate this special anniversary in the state of North Carolina, and we're thrilled about that. Mayor McFarlane, we hope you'll mark your calendar and come. You would be a wonderful guest for us, and we would be delighted to have you. I want to let you know that there's one other event that will take place after the gala, and that is going to be Burning Coal Theater is doing a play. If y'all are familiar in Raleigh with the wonderful works of Burning Coal, they are going to be doing a play that really outlines the important figures in Rotary Club of Raleigh, and it will be on November 21st, 23rd, the weekend before Thanksgiving. You won't be cooking yet, so please plan to mark your calendars and come to that as well. I want to extend a special thank you to Rusine and all of the volunteers who are working so hard on these many projects. And so what's the date? August 1st, 2014. Please mark your calendars and plan to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. You know, there are a lot of people in this club that have done a great deal toward making the 100th a reality, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to welcome all of you. It's great to see faces out there I don't see every day or even every week at Rotary, so all of you are welcome here today. It's a very, very special day having the mayor with us. I did want to remind you, the district conference is April 4th through the 6th at Asheville, and we will have a number of Rotarians there. I hope you have signed up to go. We also have the 11th annual Duke UNC Rotary Center Peace Conference on the UNC campus in the FedEx building, and that's April the 12th. And remember to continue to bring that food for donations for the district conference. We're working to get 100 pounds worth of food for the local Asheville food bank. And I also would like to do the second reading of a potential member, new member, Robert Lovis, sponsored by Bill McLaurin. He's a senior U.S. trust with Bank of America, and we are reading his name for the second time to become a member of the Rotary Club of Raleigh. 3 of you have birthdays this week. Matt Barfield on the 24th, Mark Livingston on the 26th, and Chuck Caldwell on the 27th. And we have one anniversary on the 29th, Bill Sigmund and his wife, Mary Catherine. So congratulations on the birthdays and also on the anniversaries. Now it is my pleasure and honor to introduce our next speaker. Mayor Nancy McFarlane is a small business owner, PTA mom, neighborhood advocate, and environmental steward. She was elected to lead the city of Raleigh in the 2011 election. She was re-elected by a large margin in 2013. Before her election as mayor, McFarlane, a pharmacist and small business owner, served on the Raleigh City Council. She joined the Raleigh City Council in 2007 and was re-elected without opposition in 2009. Mayor McFarlane was born in our nation's capital and grew up in nearby Arlington, Virginia. She met her husband, Ron, who is with us today. Ron, if you'd just wave your hand, it's so nice to have you with us today. Ron McFarlane, at the Medical College of Virginia while they were both pursuing degrees in pharmacy. They married in 1980 and have called Raleigh home for nearly 30 years. Nancy and Ron raised 3 children in Raleigh, all of whom attended Wake County Public Schools and the UNC system of universities. I bet it's kind of interesting around your household during football season and basketball season, a little dynamics going on in that household if you've got 3 from different universities. But I also wanted to tell you about the vast number of honors that Mayor McFarlane has received over the years. In her professional career as a pharmacist, she received a Distinguished Pharmacy Alumni Award in 2010 from Virginia Commonwealth University for notable contributions to the profession. She also serves on the board of directors for the Pharmacy Foundation of North Carolina at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. As a very successful small business owner of MedPro, Inc., she was named one of the top entrepreneurs in the Triangle region by Business Leader magazine in 2013. Other business awards include Top Woman in Business in 2009 and again in 2010 by Triangle Business Journal, 2008 Woman Extraordinaire, and the same year as an Impact Woman Business Owner. As a member of the Raleigh City Council and more recently as mayor, Raleigh is continually, the list is so long, being ranked very high in many polls as a great place to start a business, work, live, raise a family, and have some fun. Hear some good music and have a good time. We have quite an artistic class here. Earlier this month, I understand the mayor made a trip to Austin, and she went to the Texas, the South by Southwest Festival and meeting for technology. We look forward to hearing about new business opportunities from her trip today and other important news about what's happening in Raleigh, and possibly some lessons learned from a recent visit to Austin about traffic congestion and the importance of urban planning in a rapidly growing city. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Nancy McFarlane to the Rotary Club of Raleigh for the State of the City.
Thank you all very much. Wow, well, thank you all very much for being here and for the invitation to be here today. I want to give a special thanks, of course, to the Raleigh Rotary Club for hosting this event today, and also a special thank you for everything that you do for Raleigh. We appreciate that a great deal. Before I begin, I actually want to take just a moment and remind everybody about the importance of your engagement in the voting process. It's really fundamental to everything that we are. I want to encourage everyone to remember that there are primary races on March 6th, both partisan and nonpartisan, as in judges. So please remember to go out and vote. Oh, subtle. Vote in those primaries. Thanks. You know, I'd really like to talk a little bit about where Raleigh is, how we got here, and where we are going. We are in a great place. Financially, our balance sheet is strong. We have maintained a AAA bond rating since 1973. This allows us to access the debt markets at a lower interest rate, the lowest interest rate cost available. And our debt is well below the state maximum. It's a priority for us to ensure long-term financial sustainability for the city of Raleigh. 24/7 Wall Street placed Raleigh 7th on the list of the 10 best-run cities in America, and all of this while providing services at one of the lowest costs in the state of North Carolina. So for that, I also want to give a special thanks to our CFO, Perry James. Perry also led us through a time of transition this year as interim city manager, and I just want to thank him very much for his continued service to the city. So take a moment and look at the cards on your table. You'll see a list of accolades that Raleigh has received over the past year. One of America's new tech hotspots by Forbes. #1 on America's most family-friendly cities list. #1 market for retail job growth. #1 best quality of life. We know how to attract and retain talent. A survey of almost 8,000 small businesses throughout the nation rating the business climate of metro areas found Raleigh-Durham the 8th most supportive of their objectives. The categories they were asked about were overall friendliness, ease of starting a business, ease of hiring, tax code, licensing, environmental, and zoning. And while the state and national unemployment rates hover around 7%, Raleigh's is 4.8%. Raleigh-Cary is #3 on Bloomberg's ranking of America's boomtowns. So how did we get here? We became great by design. We have water because in the 1970s, Mayor Bradshaw and many others had the foresight to build Falls Lake. Founders of Research Triangle Park understood the importance of a strong employment base to the surrounding municipalities. Past councils, as this one, have understood the importance that keeping our tree canopy, which gives us the distinction of being called the city within a park. We are more beautiful than many cities. We've spent years growing one of the best parks and recreation departments in the country, which now totals over 9,700 acres of parkland. And with over 100 miles of greenway trails, our greenway system is the envy of communities around the world. The success of our downtown comes from years of planning for a comeback from the desolate space that was there not too very long ago. Engaging with businesses, building the convention centers, helping restaurants, all led to the revitalization of the heart of our city. But there were also a lot of critics at the time. There was a lot of criticism about spending money downtown. But when we see the success, the life, the vibrancy that has come from our downtown, we know that we did the right thing. In the same way, many of our accolades showcase the fact that we continue to plan and understand where the market is going. The 15th most inventive city in the world. #2 best city to start a business. #2 city creating the most technology jobs from Forbes. Up-and-coming city for entrepreneurs. And of course, North Carolina's axis of cool. The world is changing, and Raleigh has experienced a lot of change in the past year, too. We welcomed our new city manager, Ruffin Hall. Of course, I'm not sure how much longer I can call him new, but we're all very excited to see him and have already seen some great new ideas. One of Ruffin and my first conversations when he came was about strategic planning and the value of that process to setting a vision for the city. And as a result, we had our first city council retreat in many, many years. And while it was a first step on the path, it set a vision of priorities for the city. First, safe, healthy, and vibrant communities. We will prioritize the safety of our citizens. And I cannot say enough great things about our public safety officers and first responders. They put their lives on the line for us every single day. Working with them, communities, parks and recreation, schools, and county services, we will continue to make sure that our neighborhoods are safe. It's important that people have access to health care, access to good food. Vibrant communities also means that while we celebrate our successes, we recognize that not everyone benefits from them. Employment is key to the health of our communities. And as we grow, we have to recognize that many of the people that are moving here are coming to seek employment. We're seeing an increase in the working poor. We still have children that are hungry, and that's unacceptable in this city. We all deserve a chance, and we need to make sure that the opportunities that we are creating extend to all of our residents. We want us all to celebrate not only our own space, but the community at large. Second, transportation and transit. We are one of the fastest growing communities in the country. In order for us to remain competitive, we must address the fact that we need a robust public transportation system, one that connects us with the triangle, which is vital for the university systems, our large employers. It's key for our economic development. Without it, we will be overcome with our success, and we will choke off on our own congestion, which leads me back to what you said about Austin. I understand it was South by Southwest, but it was a 2-hour trip in and out. So but we are in a great place. We have a chance to get ahead of that. So, public transportation also provides equal access to all for food, healthcare, jobs, childcare, and community. All of those things are needed for healthy communities. Our third focus area was economic development and innovation. The best thing we can do for economic development is to make sure that businesses find the talent that they need right here. Make this place the place that people want to be. Support creative spaces such as HQ and American Underground that foster entrepreneurs and help create those startups. Partnerships such as Innovate Raleigh engage the community and support local talent and businesses. We see success stories, such as the local company ShareFile, which became part of Citrix. Insight into those stories is how we learn about what we can do to support companies both large and small. Fourth was arts and cultural resources. The arts are a huge part of our economic success. Just last September, we had the Bluegrass Festival, which was an amazing success. We had Hopscotch, we had SparkCon. Arts and culture are a $144 million industry in Raleigh. And that industry supports 5,700 full-time equivalent jobs and generates $14 million in local and state government revenue. But arts and culture also support all of our other businesses. When we're talking about attracting talent, the arts are high on their list. It's how we define ourselves. As Mayor of Raleigh, I've recently engaged in talks with North Carolina's Secretary of Cultural Resources, Susan Klutz, about how we can pull together the great resources we have at the city and at the state to showcase Raleigh, our capital city. I'm sorry, I meant the southern capital of arts and culture. Fifth is growth and natural resources. Water, quantity and quality. It's something that we think about every day. It's certainly one of the most important things that we have to plan for in the future. Air. Remember how I talked about all of these tied together? As we see asthma admissions at area hospitals rise, public transportation will play a key role in our air quality going forward. Open space, once again, an important factor to economic development and the quality of life. And sixth was organizational excellence. We know that a financially sound and well-run city is key to our future. We are your local government. We are here to serve you. Customer service is a high priority, and we want to continually find ways to better serve our community. We have a great staff. They have incredible ideas and unbelievable dedication, and I'm looking forward to seeing what changes we have ahead. So you'd see where we are, and you see what our focus is going forward. Our challenge is keeping Raleigh competitive and staying on top of all of those lists. And we do it purposely, again, by design. And we do it with our partners. We talk to businesses and find out what they need. We talk to citizens and find out about their priorities. We talk to experts about natural resources. We talk to NC State and our other colleges and universities. What amazing ideas are coming out of those schools? What do their graduates want and need? How can we keep the best and brightest in Raleigh? And what are some of the things we're hearing? Transit, multimodal availability. People want choices. We understand that across the country and across the world, we are seeing a growing demand for downtown living. Employers like Citrix and Red Hat tell me that their employees want to be able to experience the city and the area without having to be in a car. They want walkable, accessible communities that offer that lifestyle that allows for increased interactions and productivity without lost time driving a car. Dix Park. This is an amenity that will last for a lifetime. I hear requests from business owners, moms, kids, people young and old. Open space such as Dix Park is also on every recruiter's list. The governor and I are working very hard on this, and I'm very hopeful that we will have a resolution soon. So great design. We're so fortunate to have NC State and their incredible School of Design right here in Raleigh, not to mention all of their other schools. In Centennial campus, the innovation and the excitement and the opportunity that comes from there and the benefits are unparalleled for our community. And I hear more and more about the design of cities. NC State and Raleigh have a history tied together through design. From great designers and great architects that were there in the 60s to amazing professors and students that have developed a world-class school of design. We've benefited from those people who have helped create our identity. Winston Churchill said, "We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us." And how we look says volumes about us. But design is more than just the buildings. It's the way we design our community. Public gathering space so people have the ability to interact, the impact of walkability on public health. Design is everything from web design to pharmaceutical design of drugs to biomechanical engineering to jewelry and fashion. Raleigh is a city that is great by design. So let's build on that. And let's call for great design in everything we do and what we become. And whether it's the Southern capital of arts and culture or the North Carolina's axis of cool, Raleigh is designing the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor McFarlane. That was excellent. We moved here in 1996. IBM sent us to Raleigh. Everybody said, don't go downtown. There's nothing downtown. And there wasn't much downtown in 1996. You know, when I look back on the perspective of that time period since then, it is amazing how Raleigh has changed. It has become so vibrant, so many cultural aspects, so much as far as technology. So I want to thank you and all of your city council members and predecessors for doing so much for Raleigh, because it is, and I think everyone will agree, a great place to live. So thank you. So next week we will have Congressman David Price will be with us, and we will be back at the Cardinal Club next week. We want to thank the Convention Center. Frank McNally, stand up. You've, again, outdone yourself and your team. Thank you for having us here and hosting us today. We always enjoy coming to the Convention Center. And I am so pleased we have so many guests out there. You know, some of you who work with other companies or happen to be involved in the city, this is the Rotary Club of Raleigh. And thank you. Yes. Okay, sure. So what I was saying is thank you for being here, and all of the people who are here from various businesses or the city council or other government functions. We are the Rotary Club of Raleigh, and we would welcome you to be our guests anytime, and also to consider joining us. We are a great organization, and as we've told you, we're celebrating 100 years, and as you can see from our banner at the podium, we expect to do another 100 years of service in this community. So with that, I would like for you to stand, please, and we will end with the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, and have a great week.